Alright, bro, look, today, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be running it back with something I haven't done in a minute. My last true crash out vid in the series was like 3 months ago. But we're back, and today we are looking at the amazing world of Gumball. The Watterson family alone is full of crash outs like NIEs, and her mom, Nicole, who is an incomprehensible eldritch horror. But even outside of the main family, majority of these background characters are straight up crash outs, like this one fingerprint dude. Bro just be robbing everybody. But before we get in too deep, please like the video, subscribe, follow me on my other socials if you haven't, the link's in the description, along with the Patreon. I'm starting to be a whole lot more active on there and putting more content, so if you guys want to support the channel and see some extra stuff, yeah, you know, check that out. With that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoy this new episode of the Crash Out Files.
Yeah, I'm about to tweak, watch out, man, I'm about to crash out. I done hit my limit, now I'm about to wild out. Only seeing red, everything's a threat. I'm coming straight for next, so watch out.
Now, the first character we're going to be starting off with is none other than the background character, Rob. So in a previous episode of Gumball, Mr. Small, who is high on Lord knows what substance, took Gumball and Darwin literally outside of the show into the void of forgotten stuff. Now, while they're in there, they found what they were looking for, but didn't notice that Rob's ass was in there too, because bro's just forgettable. But bro ended up hitching a ride on the minivan while they were escaping the void, and bro ended up deformed. And by deformed, I mean like they made him more unique. And mans decided to live in the basement of the Wattersons' house without them knowing for like Lord knows how long. They finally caught his ass. It turns out he doesn't even know who he is. Until Gumball made him remember. And mans immediately became the villain of the show. Mans became Gumball's #1 hater. All because they forgot his forgettable ass. The next time we see this man, he buys a universal remote and immediately crashes out on the dude that he bought it from. Look how he tortures this man in his own van. And when bro finally realizes the power that's in his hand, he accidentally rewinds all the way back from the void. And after witnessing his own story, now he became even more motivated. And when dude fast forwards again back to the red van, the seller's like, alright buddy, it's time to pay up. That shit was like $12. This man proceeds to erase that nigga from reality just for asking him to pay. This man is a true villain. And not even 20 seconds later, bro notices the Wattersons and proceeds to try and murk them. Look at this car pileup, bro. They would have been dead. And man spends the entire episode ruining Gumball's life with this remote, bro. Bro was out here changing subtitles, making their parents get a divorce, and then man starts fucking with the settings, like turning off the damn lights. Bro even made Gumball push his girlfriend off the 2nd floor. All that, and Gumball still don't remember this nigga's name. Like, bro, this nigga crashed out so far, and bro, Gumball still do not remember his name for real, bro. That nigga said your name is Roy. They get into a fight, and bro ends up throwing the damn remote back in the void and forced Gumball to go and get it. And Gumball luckily rewinded all the way to the beginning. And after a bunch of rewinding and fighting again, Rob finally realizes his crash out ways doesn't make anything better. Not gonna lie, bro, Rob had the wildest run as a crash out. Was it valid? I don't know, bro. Like you were a background character. Nobody even knew your name. But hey, that never stops an actual crash out. Now let's take a trip back to season 1. This is Bobbert. He's a robot, but he wants to be a real boy. Now, in the first couple of seconds of this episode, you witness a T-Rex, a banana, a balloon, a rainbow cloud kid, and another one that looks like a yak playing soccer. That has to be one of the most jarring things to witness. Anywho, when bro got the chance to kick the ball, bro sends it towards the fucking sun. Herein lies Bobbert's problems. He's not a real boy, and he doesn't know how to be an actual child. He gets some advice from Gumball, and bro decides to come back the next day copying this man's entire flow, word for word, bar for bar. He even painted himself blue to look like Gumball. And the craziest part is bro was rizzing up his girl. Imagine getting your hoe stolen by a robot. Couldn't be me, bruh. Bro even got a kiss from her. Mans even went so far as to replace him at the dinner table and nobody noticed. Now I know a couple of you might start commenting, but JP, he's not actually crashing out. He's just copying. Okay, relax. Let me get to it, bro. Damn. Anywho, Gumball gets mad that bro's copying him and tries to fight Bobbert. And in response, bro completely loses it. Mans pulled a Kanye West and started lasering them niggas. Mans was out here trying to evaporate them just because they wouldn't let him copy Gumball. After dusting Darwin with the laser laser beam. Gumball threw some mud at this man, and like, I swear this has to be some sort of slur. Bro calls him a psychotic satellite dish. That has to be worse than being called a clinker, I swear, bro. Like, what? Yeah, Bobbert was very offended by that. So bro pulls a Mr. Fantastic and goes into his fridge mode. And bro started trying to kill Gumball for real, bro. That is insane. Mind you, all of this is because Gumball wouldn't let this man copy him to be a real boy. Bro even got the Tony Stark Unibeam. And finally, bro, look at this explosion. Gumball somehow survives this and told him to fight him like a man. And of course, Gumball proceeded to get his ass beat. Bobbert almost killed the kid. And the only reason this crash out ended is because this nigga's not waterproof. Gumball was saved by the sprinklers. Like, bro, Elmore is full of D1 crash outs. And let me not even get started on this nigga Ocho. From the beginning of the episode, it was established that bro has anger issues. But Gumball figures out this man knows Mario. And bro immediately starts meat writing. Just to be his friend, bro makes Gumball do a bunch of crazy and wild shit. Pulls a Sam Pepper prank on this man. And when he finally took him to meet Mario, it turns out to be this fraud. Like, who are you? Well, after Gumball got bamboozled, he decided he doesn't want to be Ocho's friend anymore. But herein lies the problem. Ocho is a D1 crash out. Bro is ready to wild out over anything. So Gumball decides to make a song. And the amount of times that this man crashed out during this song, bro broke the head of his pencil and decided to get mad at everybody else, blowing up the fucking classroom. They tried to relocate his house and bro casually eliminates the dude and his truck. Bro proceeds to commit Grand Theft Auto with a police car and then evaporates the police as he sped away, blowing up ships, buildings. It does not matter, bro. When this man crashes out, everything in the vicinity gotta go. Like, I thought Rob was wild, but this man is something else. There are other characters in the show that crashes out, like Tina the T-Rex, but I don't remember them all. So put a couple that you remember in the comments if you guys want a part 2. With the background characters out of the way, let's get to the main family. The moment NIE pulled up to the family, she was a problem for Darwin and Gumball. She was born with the same eldritch horrors as her mother. And during this backstory, we get a glimpse of Gumball being a fucking crash out. Bro was about to punt the shit out of this toddler for making his sister cry. And bro ran up full speed. Perfect form. But ladies and gentlemen, this has nothing on NIE. This is the face she made on the way back home from the hospital. This is pure evil. Seconds later, this bitch tossed these two niggas out of the car. How she did it, I don't know. But she was trying to kill them two. Tossed their ass into wet concrete and everything. And oh boy, does it only get worse from here. She shows them a picture she drew. And they see both mom and dad. And they ask, hey, but where are we in the picture? This demon child extends that shit and shows they are buried in the ground. They tried to play hide and seek with her, but she tried to get them niggas ran over by a truck. And after almost getting them in trouble, everyone has a group hug. And here goes NIE's evil ass in the corner making declarations of war. And throughout the rest of this episode, she tries blowing these niggas up multiple times, tries to drown Darwin, who is a fish, and it didn't work. And then she tries boiling Gumball alive. And bro only got away because he was lucky. Like, bro, how do you come out of the womb being a crash out? This makes no sense. And when she finally speaks at the end of the episode, first thing she does is get them niggas in trouble. Now, if you thought the baby was bad, her older brothers are even worse. Because these guys aren't actual crash outs. They're just weird as fuck. Imagine your neighbor's 12-year-old kid and his talking fish keeps breaking and entering into your house to do shit for you. This man followed Mr. Robinson's around the entire day, ruining it. He even popped this man's heart out of his mouth, bro. I feel so bad for Mr. Robinson. They done destroyed this man's car on several occasions, painted his fence weird-ass colors. Meanwhile, his wife is the most hateful person in Elmore, I swear. This bitch does not like anything. Like, she's just evil for the love of the game, bro. Imagine living with that. And then your neighbor's weird-ass kids keep annoying you. And it's not just him that they annoy, bro. There was this one episode where they cornered Tobias in the boys' locker room shower, trying to give this man a hug. Like, bro, this man looks terrified. And then there was that one time at the bank where they robbed some nigga that just came to get some bread, bro. They took his wallet, his rollie, and they didn't even let this man leave with his dignity, bro. They took his pants. Now, Darwin, for the most part, It's just a ride or die, bro. He doesn't really crash out, but he has his moments. Now, with these children clearly being threats to the people of Elmore, you would wonder where they get all that from. Well, their parents aren't any better. Richard Watterson is literally the laziest person in Elmore. This man is so lazy that if he gets a job, if he actually gets a job, the fabric of reality starts to break. Bro literally got a pizza delivery job for one day and almost destroyed the universe. They had to fire his ass, because not only was he breaking reality, he was eating the pizza before delivering it. And you would think that would be the worst of it, right? Nah, this man goes on a diet, gets buff, and made it everybody's problem. Bro went around posing on cars, pulled up to the mall harassing everybody, and bro even stole some ambulance tires. And then bro proceeds to stop the fire department from doing their job. All because he got some muscles, bro. That is crazy. But not as crazy as his wife. Nicole Watterson has to be one of the scariest cartoon characters to ever exist. Literally in season 1, Gumball was being bullied by this big dumbass T-Rex, who is a female, by the way. Richard is useless and couldn't help. But Nicole, she goes to have a chat with Tina's dad, who occupies this big ass storage unit or something. I don't know what this is. She enters that shit and beats the brakes off this man, comes out unscathed, and demolished their house in the process. Out of all the crash outs in Gumball, Nicole takes the top spot, because when she gets angry, the demon that lives inside her comes out. After Richard and the kids decide to throw a party while she was not home, she pulls up, snaps her fingers, and causes a fucking shockwave. Told everybody to clean the house up or else. And when one dumbass tried to stand up to her, she made him see the depths of hell in her eyes. I am convinced that everybody in Elmore is terrified of what Nicole is capable of. Cause she goes to the store with her family, and these motherfuckers decided to make her mad, breaking the limit mad. Richard's ass thought he was the man of the house and went to confront Nicole. This is all over some candy, by the way. She says not a single word to this man, just turns her head and stares him down. And mans realize there's nothing he could do. And what's crazy is they continue to disobey her for the entire trip, resulting in these niggas shoplifting. And that's when Nicole had the most reasonable crash out of the show. She starts chasing Richard, and when this mall cop decides to stand in her way, she grabs his ass and made him age like 70 years. There was this one time this snobbish ass lady Felicity decided to disrespect her in her own home, so she transformed into a fucking demon and tried to kill her. But ladies and gentlemen, I present the magnum opus of Nicole Watterson. In the episode The Fury, she is late dropping the kids to school and starts jumping like the Hulk on everybody's car. This blue idiot tried to put up a fight about it, but quickly got bitched and started crying. She ran faster than the speed of sound to make it to school on time. And then we meet this low-key fine shit, Yuki, and she wants all the smoke. But anybody who's actually about that life know that getting into a fight is stupid, so Nicole's like, bro, yeah, you win, have fun. But Yuki wasn't having that, bro. She called her fat and everything, and Nicole just walked away. Fast forward to the end of the school day, the car is banged up. They're like, yo, what the hell happened? Yeah, this Roid Rager Yuki happened. And it didn't even stop there, because she pulled up to the store and starts flirting with her man. You think that would be enough, but nah, bruh. She spends even more time ruining this lady's day. Her husband owns the company that Nicole works at, so she just goes over there and starts harassing her some more. All because she wants to squabble. That is crazy, bruh. I think Nicole finally found somebody who's more of a crash out than her, bruh. But ladies and gentlemen, everyone has their limits. And Nicole finally reached her limit after Yuki threatened this lady's entire livelihood. Nicole pulls up to the gymnasium, and one of the greatest fights in anime begins. They start fighting and throwing fists, and Yuki gets a nice clean hit in. But that's not enough to keep Nicole down. She goes back in and lands a juicy kick in return, followed by the stomp, but Yuki dodged. Came back in and they clashed. The kids arrive to watch the fight, and when we go back in, Yuki hits Nicole with the nastiest slam I've ever seen. Jesus Christ. She followed with a punch, but Nicole dodged. But this bitch decides to pull a fucking key blast out of her pocket and try to annihilate Nicole. Unfortunately for Yuki, Nicole is her and she blocked it. Nicole's like, bitch, I done raised 3 kids and a dumbass husband, bro. You do not have power over me. And they just start spamming key blasts. Yuki flies in with a drop kick, but Nicole dodged, pushes off the wall and creates a fucking crater on the ground. They go for the hand-to-hand finisher, and Yuki got down. Hey, yo, look at all the cake on her, bro. Yeah. I thought this show was for kids. Anywho, Nicole goes and try to help her up, but she literally pulls a fucking freezer, putting the lives of the kids in danger. And finally, Yuki stops her crash out ways, and with the help of Nicole, they finally saved the kids. And in the end, they made up, because this was all Yuki crashing out over some jealousy. Anywho, bro, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, check out the Patreon if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.